We actually like sleep together and kiss.
But there is no, we don't. You have a.
What?
Is that what you really want?
What?
Is that what you really want?
Was what I want?
To be gay with me.
To be gay with you?
It can't be that bad, oh, 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 it can't be that bad. If you were a streamer, what kind of content would you stream?
I actually was talking to somebody who we were just talking about before we turned on the mics, who was also a content creator. Mm-hmm. And I told her that if I was to create content in the same ilk as her, I would want the camera to be like over my shoulder from behind.
Okay.
And you actually don't see anything, but I just like kind of like grunt and do myself over the shoulder like this while I'm looking over at the camera. And then like sometimes I'll just be like, I give up, and I'll just like walk away. And sometimes I like go to completion. I just think that would be interesting for people who would.
There's a demographic
huge
for that.
Market for that.
Honestly,
I think, actually, yeah.
The like anonymous we're starting off hot, but anonymous and vague masturbation. That is like almost appropriate because you don't see anything.
No.
You see a silhouette of a shoulder just kind of like jiggling. And then you hear sounds, right?
Jiggling.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you're doing the motion, you can't tell me that your body's completely stationary. Well,
this is what I imagined you were saying, though.
Jiggling. Well, I guess like after a few minutes.
Ruffling.
When it happens. Yeah, some ruffling going on. And if you're smart enough, you could tell like, this guy's jerking off.
Yeah, of course. Well, I mean, it's like,
But then people do it differently.
What do you mean?
People masturbate differently.
Yeah, clearly you jiggle.
Well, no, I used to do it in a weird way when I first started because I didn't understand what the... and squish it, make it flat. No, I mean, I don't know. I don't know how much of this is gonna... I don't know how much...
I don't either. But I
is gonna stay in, but I'm gonna tell you, I used to just kind of like, instead of stroke up and down...
You just go down?
The opposite. I used to just go up.
Oh.
Yeah, and like it kind of felt like a little... And you start from like the bottom up. It's kind of like a tube of toothpaste, but not with as much aggression.
Whoa, a tube of toothpaste.
Yeah, but like...
Yeah. We'll have to find a better analogy for that one. But,
or just never come back to it.
I remember one time in middle school, I was in the hotel room with a friend, a mutual friend of ours. I don't know if you remember Thomas.
Yes, I remember Thomas.
And at one point, he was sleeping in the bed next to me, and I woke up in the middle of the night, looked over, and he was going like this. And I go, what the fuck are you doing? And he goes, check it out. I can make this cool sound with my hands. And then I started doing it. And then for like the rest of the trip, we would just look at each other and just go.
You realize if someone saw you from behind.
It's exactly what I'm trying to make money on.
In the dark. That motion. Yeah. So you're not actually ever doing anything. That's PG content, actually.
Honestly, I could have a show on Disney+.
I think you would probably get booted off quick unless... Oh, you think so?
#1 watch show.
Hey.
Beat the Falcon and Winter Man.
And then right under it, Alejandro.
Over-the-shoulder masturbation.
Oh, it's straight to the point.
It's on National Geographic.
I'll be your producer and I'll help you out with that. I won't help you out with that in that way.
This is hot.
This is hot content right from the beginning.
This is a good warm-up.
Yeah. We'll see how much of it makes it in. Would you freak the fuck out if you woke up like 500 years in the future? Or would you be more excited to see like what kind of technological advances they made?
I think it would be better to wake up 500 years in the future, pull a Captain America and like be pulled out of the ice.
Okay.
Better than going back 500 years. Because if you were to go back to the 15th century, 1500s, there is nothing you know now that could fucking help you do anything in the 1500s. No. Let alone even if you did find English speakers, their English is far different than your English.
Oh, it's old English.
You wouldn't even be able to like communicate.
And you wouldn't, depending on how far back you're going into the past, people didn't live until like past their 40s.
Yeah, so you would be like the oldest man alive. You think about how much, you'd be Socrates.
And they'd be judging your clothes. You'd be like an alien to them. I don't know. What's the first thing you would do if you were like just shot back to the past? Let's say, let's start it off at this point, like the Dark Ages.
Oh my God. Well, I'd probably die immediately from cholera because my immune system is not nearly as strong as theirs was at that time.
I think they're just straight up dumping their poop into the drinking water.
I believe they would bathe in their poop.
And I wouldn't be surprised like how truthful that would be.
Yeah, that one's actually kind of a joke, but also not really because the Romans would drink their piss and wash their clothes in it.
Isn't okay? Correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't beer originated because they needed there was a lack of water?
Yes, exactly.
And so that was something to drink.
Beer saved the humankind.
Oh shit!
Yeah, thank you.
We wouldn't be here without beer.
I say that every day when I wake up.
And then you just chug.
Wouldn't be here without beer. Glug, 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 glug. Funny how I don't have a job anymore. No, I'm just kidding. Why don't we just go into it? Welcome
To another episode of ICBTB's Highly Irrelevant.
My name is Alejandro.
My name's Christian.
And this is our show.
Yeah, I'm glad you know what it is.
This is our show that we do on Tuesdays.
Yeah.
Tuesdays, or as I like to call them, Tuesdays.
I don't think you actually call that in public. If you said Tuesday like that in public, you would have 0 friends. You would make some friends.
Yeah, thank you. I might actually have more friends. You ever read the book Frindle?
No.
It's about a kid who changed the word pen to Frindle, and everyone made fun of him. But then at the end of the book, it was put in the dictionary.
Well, that's just starting a trend. I think if you do something...
I started Converses.
What?
I brought back Converse.
Stop. You've said that before, and it enrages me because Converses, Chucks, have never gone out of fashion. They are one of the most popular form of sneakers to have ever existed.
Well, they slowed down for a little while, and without me.
And no, the creator of Converses, of Chucks specifically, Chuck, is that his name?
His name is Charles Taylor.
Okay, yes, Charles Taylor. Chuck Taylor's. Fuck, I'm stupid. He would be mad. Charles Taylor would be so upset at you for taking the credit of his creation.
I'm not taking the credit of his creation. I'm just taking credit for the resurgence.
No, because a resurgence cannot occur if it never dwindled down. It's always been
Are you
popular.
telling me don't call it a comeback? I've been here for years. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Are you LL Cool J-ing me?
I'm not necessarily saying that. I don't even think I am at that level to compare myself to LL Cool J in any way.
I do want to say, though, you know who has been comparing you to LL Cool J?
Who?
People who say how buff you look on the screen, dude. I've had at least 4 people come up to me and say how buff you look on the shows.
They specifically said that I look like
Yes.
LL Cool J?
Big
compliment.
No. But they have been saying that you do look very big and buff.
Thank
I've
you.
heard ripped. I've heard big. And not like, big. They mean
Wow.
like big. Yeah. And I was like, yeah, he tells me all the time he works out. And I know it's a point of pride for you. So.
I'm very flattered.
Well, here it is on the screen.
I mean, because I do have some built-up insecurities that I don't let show because I don't let it, ruin my day or my life.
Well, when you come to America as a young kid and you have to learn the language, it takes a little bit to overcome the struggles.
Yeah, and when you're a douchebag like yourself and fabricate lies like that, you go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
I have just been working out. I've been trying to be more diligent about my workouts.
Sure.
Here are the hot tips for people that are kind of fat and have like our endomorphs and want to kind of look skinny on screen.
I would totally click on that BuzzFeed headline.
Here you go. And tip number 1, wear bigger shirts. Tip number 2, sit up straight, don't slouch. Tip number 3, work out, you fat fuck. Like you have to do the thing. Like I understand that insecurities are built into each and every one of us, but you can only combat those insecurities by, facing them head on. Like if you do have something that you are insecure about in terms of like your appearance, what can you do both intrinsically and extrinsically to combat that?
Sure.
Like if you do see that you have a weight problem, work out, or at least try your best to. You don't have to look like a Kardashian, but
No. No, but dude, I mean, if you're eating McDonald's and then you're upset because the Diet Coke isn't making you skinny,
yeah.
It's actually probably not the Diet Coke's fault.
The people who are drinking Diet Coke thinking that it's going to burn calories.
It says diet.
Hey,
it says diet.
It says, yeah. So maybe if you're on a diet, it's 0 calories. But I don't know enough about aspartame to see what it does to your metabolism.
It turns into formaldehyde in your body.
There you go.
Yeah, that's what they stuff dead bodies with.
Yes, that's what is covered on the rats and the pigs that you dissect in physiology. That's the smell of formaldehyde.
Yes, because it's a body preservative.
And we don't want that in our tummies.
Unless you're dead.
Or unless your mom buys it for you from Safeway all the time. I will say,
it does taste really good.
Speaking of resurgences, I did have a resurgence in my uptake of Diet Coke lately.
Yes, yeah. Is it recently? I haven't seen you drink one in a while. I would say about
they're gone.
I would say about 2-3 months ago, you were hard into the Diet Coke, bro.
Dude,
you were wearing waist-high jeans and dancing weird. It was like you were all about the stepmom life.
I was wearing there was maybe 2 episodes. Okay, side tangent. I had just gotten new jeans from ASOS. And because I was trying to step away from the skinny jeans because a person that's not skinny should not wear skinny jeans. So I wore kind of like dad jeans a little bit. And I was like, okay, let me trying to figure out how I haven't bought a new fit of jeans in like 10 years. I've only worn like skinnier jeans. And so I was like, let me try to pull this up a little bit. And like, it would like ride on my stomach, like right where my belly button was, kind of high-waisted,
As
mid-waisted.
the boomer men would wear their pants.
Yes. I was wearing pants like a boomer. And it looked good when I was standing up. But
then as soon as you sat down,
you
had that mom butt.
I looked like a melting ice cream cone. It's like
a melting denim ice cream cone.
It's whatever it was not attractive. Speaking of insecurities,
this is how I cure mine.
Oh, by talking it out?
No, just having you talk about it, and then I'm like, yeah, see?
You think about yourself and your own.
Like, if he can do it, I can do it.
Yes. What insecurities do you have?
I care too much, I give too often, and I love thoroughly.
Those are like self-compliments, dude.
Oh, shit. Sorry, my bad.
I'm just like a stand-up guy, and I'm like, if someone like makes an appointment with me, I'm always there.
I never let people down, and I have such a unflinching level of perfection. And I also donate every month to a children's hospital.
Oh, my problem is that I manage my time too well, and I'm able to divide my time with my family and my friends and my relationship all too well. It's stressful.
It's like people are like, "Why are you here with me? Shouldn't you be doing other things?" I'm like, "No, I have it all allotted. You have 10 more minutes, Mom."
Sometimes I tip too much, and that's on the real.
Oh, that's actually not a bad thing. I tip a lot too.
Even if the service is like crappy.
Yes.
It's like, I do at least 20%.
Because a lot of times, even if service is crappy, I'll usually, unless the server is like eyeballing me or like being a super douche, usually if service is bad, I can like look around the restaurant and be like, oh, this guy is slammed or he doesn't know what he's doing. They're new. It's just a kid. Like, because I've been on the other side, I am very sympathetic of that. Or especially if it's like not even their fault. If the food came out bad or, they forgot to make something.
You have to analyze the situation.
For sure. And I know a couple more steps than I think the general population does. So I think I have a hair more empathy for them. That being said, though, I don't like bullshit. Like I won't take the bullshit of them being like, oh, the cook forgot to make your garlic bread, and be like, no, bro, you just didn't ring it in. Like I know you didn't.
Just straight up say sorry and get it, right?
You saw our entrees come out, and then you're like, oh fuck, the garlic bread didn't come out. Like that's fine. Like but I don't want this now. Like I'm eating this now. You know
it's a tough thing for people to just stay accountable. A lot of people don't have the integrity to be like, okay, I fucked up, and acknowledge it and then move on.
When I used to train people at the Cheesecake Factory, I used to tell people tables will never get mad if they know what's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just be transparent with what's going on.
Hey guys, take a look, because they have glass. You can see into the kitchen. Hey guys, take a look. See all that fire coming out of the kitchen? That's your dinner. People will be like, oh shit. Yeah, okay, take your time.
Cool, yeah. I'm sorry. Deal with the fire, please, before my food.
In there, and it's like, yeah, you know how it is.
Well, I'm more through you specifically, since you have so much experience in the restaurant business. I've learned to assess the environment when I'm a guest at a restaurant, and kind of like be able to pick out like, oh, those are shitty guests.
Yeah. Yes.
Like there's 8 of them. They're switching spots. There's a kid that's crying that needs to just be thrown out.
There's an adult that's crying that also needs to be thrown out.
Yeah, stop his drink orders immediately.
Woof.
Ooh, how is that when you have like guests that are like too drunk?
Cutting people off is never fun, but it's honestly like it's one part of the job.
Yeah, because I can't already having to cut someone off in at parties, like I
think that's harder. Honestly.
You think so?
Yes. Because in a restaurant, I mean, I can always blame it. Like, look, I'm doing my job, man. Like, I have to stop you. Like, I can't serve you anymore. Yeah. You're done. But at a party, people are like, bro, I'm your brother-in-law. You're going to stop me. I know how to drink.
I'm fine.
I'm an LAPD detective. I know how to drink. And it's like, okay, well, you finished a bottle of Jaeger. Maybe you should sit down.
Dude, that's why I bring bread to parties. A hot tip for people that get too drunk at parties and want to help their friends sober up a little faster so they don't break your shit, is to bring a baguette to the party. No one's going to say no to it. Have you ever been drunk? Of course you have, but let me finish that. Have you ever been drunk and just been like, man, I want some bread?
Yeah, I'm not denying that. But Christian, we've been to numerous parties together.
Yeah.
None of them have you ever brought bread to.
I forgot, and this is, speaking of resurgences, coming back into my life.
Now, it's something you've done recently.
Yes.
Okay, because I mean, yes, we haven't been to a couple of parties in at least a year, thanks COVID. But I can think of 4 or 5 parties that we've been to together. You definitely didn't bring bread to either of those.
Yeah, I forgot those 4 or 5 times.
Are those the only 4 or 5 times you didn't bring bread?
No. There's probably like another 4 or 5 times.
I think it's rarer that you did bring bread.
But definitely in college, when I went to college, I brought some baguettes.
I think bringing bread to a college party is a flex, though, because you're like, I have so much money, I can buy bread. And people are like, whoa.
A $2 baguette.
It's cheaper. It's more expensive than ramen.
You know, I got this big ass, when I was in college, I got this big ass bottle of E&J. And I set it down on the counter, and you don't know how many like college kids there were like, "Oh, that looks fancy as hell. What is that?"
You're like, it's Irk and Jerk.
And I just said, "Oh, it's E&J. It's $20. It's on the bottom shelf at Rayleigh's."
You can't find it because it's so far down low.
Yeah, and usually it's super dusty because no one's buying it.
It's the grossest thing.
It's pretty disgusting. I don't. I'm appreciative now that I've lived long enough and drank enough to kind of have an appreciation for some liquor to, like, you know, drink what I want sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, I've been on the seltzers for a while. You know that.
Yes.
I'm always a Bud Light man. Anheuser-Busch all the way, dilly. But I think there's certain things that kind of like to like liven up the party, and you know, if you want to have rum chata or whatever, like, you know, whatever floats your boat, dude.
Rum chata is like a rum with horchata, right?
Yes.
Now, yeah, that could float your boat. It won't float mine. Mine will sink for sure, because that's not a good like a milk and liquor. I don't know.
It can be. You ever have a White Russian?
Yeah, but like let's say in excess. I don't know if I want that at a college party.
No, you definitely. And also, like, the White Russians get you in trouble because by the third one, you're like, these taste so good. And then your stomach's full of alcohol and milk.
Gross.
And then you realize what you're drinking and you're like,
Oh. And you don't want to mix that with the Taco Bell that you probably ate before the party.
I already had Taco Bell today, so please don't bring that up.
I'm sorry, dude. Would you have a Taco Bell?
My standard order, 2 beefy 5-layer burritos and 2 Doritos Supreme tacos.
Too many syllables in one order, man. That's a lot.
That used to be a $10 order. Now it's like close to a $15 order.
Inflation.
It's ridiculous, the price of tacos.
Taco Bell. You know, as much as I'm like, you know, poking fun at it, Taco Bell is probably one of the only fast foods that if it was right in front of me, I will eat it. I've said no to chicken nuggets before.
Sure. But Taco Bell. I, a couple things about Taco Bell right off the top. Did not realize how bad it smells until I was hanging out with somebody who brought it over, and like we weren't in a Taco Bell and I wasn't eating it. And then you can, like, when you're eating Taco Bell, when you're in the moment, like I was today,
yeah,
you don't really notice it.
Yeah.
But if you were to bring it into like a different room or somebody and somebody's not eating it, smells it, it smells so fucking bad.
Yeah, I agree.
It smells so bad if you're not eating it.
Or like in this scenario where like people they're already eating it,
yes,
and they hit you up and you walk into the room that they've been eating it for like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
You can't tell if it's fart or Taco Bell.
Yeah, and the other thing is, I don't know how true it is, but do you remember the old wives' tale that they used to say Taco Bell uses grade C meat?
Which is equivalent to dog food. You know, I'm not that mad at it because you throw a Doritos Locos Tacos at me, I'm catching it with my mouth.
Honestly, you put sour cream and salsa on almost anything and I'll eat it.
Yes, it's a great concoction.
It's still horse meat.
Yes, and I'm sorry that it offends, you know, Mexicans and Mexican food.
No, man, they eat at Taco Bell too. It's fine, honestly.
Okay, that's great.
I eat at Taco Bell all the time.
It's, okay, controversial question.
Hit me.
Jack in the Box taco versus Taco Bell taco. Because
they're
both serve their
though.
Purposes.
Yes, they're not for the same purpose though.
Okay, what's the purpose?
A Taco Bell taco can be part of a meal and like part of like a full thing. You can get a box of tacos.
Ooh, the family pack.
Yep.
The family pack really means
the Jack in the Box tacos are like in addition to the burger and fries, or like it's another thing there. Where it's like a side dish. You know what I mean?
Yes, it's the side dish to the munch of meals.
Exactly. The mini tacos, primo.
Whoa, America? Okay. I'm sorry for all the obese people out there that are
it's all coming
fallen
around.
victims.
It's all coming around. Earlier you're telling them to get their shit online. Now you're like, actually, I totally understand why you're fat as fuck, motherfuckers. I get it.
I'm so sorry. I get it if you're fat because America makes good fast food way too accessible. A box of mini tacos from Jack in the Box is crazy.
And honestly, I'm not trying to like exaggerate. You get 40 mini tacos.
There's a lot in there.
Actually, you get 15, which is still too many mini tacos.
That's enough.
You know, why is
15 too many?
More than a dozen? Why is
so
that more than a dozen?
More than a baker's dozen.
It's more than 14.
And you know, these these chefs in Jack in the Box?
Oh, please. Please, Christian. You're insulting the word chef.
They're very generous. You know there's more than 15 there. They're probably 16 or 17.
There's less sometimes.
You're telling me that the person in the kitchen is like, okay, 1, 2, 3. Less sometimes.
I would say sometimes they're less, yeah. But also because like I don't think the box could physically fit. I think the Jack in the Box Corporation is smart enough to know that like 16 tacos won't fit in the box.
Are you telling me that there are grade A mathematicians doing the geometry?
Yes.
The measurements for these Jack in the Box taco boxes.
I can guarantee when they sat around in the boardroom and they're like, we're going to serve mini tacos, there was 3 sizes of boxes and they're like, here's the 20 box.
Get out of town.
Here's the 15 box.
Get out of
and
town.
here's the 10 box. And some board member, probably the guy who wears the big jack head, was sitting there stroking his chin.
Shut the fuck up.
Okay, fine. That last part was a joke, but everything else, I was telling the truth about. You know, the boardroom, they all sat around. They're like, okay. Well, 20, it cost us $4 to make, and we can sell it for $6. Like that doesn't make sense. The 15, it cost us $2 to make, and we can sell it for $5. And then the other one is too cheap. It doesn't make enough money. So of course they did it.
There's logic. There's logic.
Of course it wasn't the Jack in the Box. And I like to imagine though that it was the guy wearing the jacket with the buff arms. Remember when Jack was buff for a while?
Yes, he would wear a suit and the sleeves are ripped off.
I still like to imagine that's the Jack who's CEO.
I really hope so. What makes me not believe that is that there's no way that guy
of course not.
has that physique and is the CEO of this restaurant.
I also imagine the boardroom of Jack in the Box is just all the different iterations of Jack. You know, there's Buff Jack, there's like normal Jack in the suit, there's like Farmer Jack.
Antenna Jack.
Yes. There's the little kid Jack, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and then one of them is just a guy named Jack. One of them is Robin Williams from the movie Jack.
Yes.
One of them is just a jacked guy, just a straight buff bodybuilder.
Who doesn't have the jack head.
And then me over the shoulder jacking off.
That's
comedy,
that's full circle.
That's comedy, baby.
That is...
I do have a story that I wanted to bring to Highly Relevant. It happened to me this weekend.
Uh-oh.
It's not bad. It's actually kind of funny.
Okay, what is it?
So I was hanging out with some friends, and I had met one of my friends' daughter for the first time. And at this place where we were hanging out, we ran out of, oddly enough, Bud Light seltzers. So I was going to go run to the store and pick some up. And I asked the daughter, asked the little girl, I said, hey, you want to come with me? And of course, every little kid wants to go to the store. And so she goes with me, and we go to the store, and we buy some stuff for the get-together, ice cream and beer and stuff like that. And we go to pay, and I'm kind of teasing her and poking fun at her, and the guy gives me the total. He's like, all right, it's $33.55. And I turn to her and I go, all right, hey, $33.55. She goes, I don't have any money. I need it. So I go to pay, and the cashier kind of like laughs and goes, are you her uncle? And she goes, no, I just met him today. And I like kind of like grab her and turn her away and go, no, I'm her uncle. I'm her uncle. And we like pay, and then we just leave. We go back to the apartment, and we're unloading the stuff, and I'm telling everybody there. I'm like, yeah. So we're paying, and Dahlia told the cashier that the cashier asked if we were uncles, and she goes, nope, I met him today. And like that's when she realized what she had said. Everybody just clicked in everybody's head, and I was just like, son of a bitch.
So sketch. You are so sketch.
No. I'm her uncle. It's fine. Like,
yeah. The fact that you have to defend yourself.
Yes. And like the snap of my head was not good. Like it was a little too fast. I know it was, but it was a scary 5 seconds.
Well, in today's culture, I wouldn't be surprised if the cashier...
She was 9 years old. She didn't really... But like, I guess like we could have just been like, yeah, we met today. I'm her uncle. We just met today. But then even that sounds like I'm...
Imagine if you described... If you described it in that detail to the cashier, like, hey, we were just having a family reunion, and like, I lived in Minnesota, and I just came here. It's my first time after COVID.
But I'm still lying about all that shit. So then, like, when the cops come, like, how come your ID says California and you live in Benicia? And it's like, you know what, guys, this is getting way out of hand. Look, here's what actually happened.
Yes,
I met her on the street, and then they're like, what? And then it's like, no. I mean, oh shit. It's just, I would get so scared and nervous that I would just talk myself into jail.
Dig yourself a deeper and deeper hole.
You know, when I'm passionate about things, I ruin it by talking too much.
Yeah, there's a sweet spot of where, like, okay, Alejandro, he spoke the right amount to get us out of this like situation, and that is the pocket. That is the sweet spot. Any more, any less, we're fucked.
That's why I keep you around, buddy.
I think that's why I'm there. Like I said,
that's why I'm there.
We balance each other out.
Yeah.
When I'm too nice, you say, hey, toughen up, Christian. Like, don't let that person do that to you. Or like, maybe when you're just saying something too excessive, I'm here to say like, yo.
Hey, they get it. All right, they get it.
Slavery's
bad. And I'm like, it's the Portuguese though. It's not even the Americans.
I was just thinking about this. What is up with you? And whenever like a celebrity or a historical figure is brought up, before any of their victories are emphasized, you're like, too bad about that guy.
Yeah.
he had wooden teeth and like a garden full of slaves.
Yes. That was George Washington. His teeth were human.
Yes.
It's because every hero is fallible. And I think if you have heroes who you think are perfect or godly, they're not. They're humans. Everybody from Martin Luther King to Mahatma Gandhi to George Washington were all horrible, horrible people, but did good things. So just because you do good things doesn't make you a bad person. Just because you're a bad person doesn't mean you do good things.
Yes. That's beautifully said.
Thank you.
Like I've said before, where is the line between being just a bad person, a shitty person, between the rest of us, which we are all just flawed humans, good people, hopefully, that just fuck up sometimes.
There's bad people who do good things, i.e. Christopher Columbus, and there's good people who do bad things, i.e. George Washington. But,
And how, with today's day and age, it's easy to get caught up in, like, you could just be... Ryan Gosling is a beautiful man who donates to, like, dog charities and, like, charities in general, and I hear is just, like, a wonderful human. But if he fucks up once...
Well, look at Bill Gates.
Yes.
Right? All this shit's coming out now in this divorce, and his wife's like, he's hung out with Jeffrey Epstein a bunch, and everyone was like, What? And he was like, so the malaria vaccine I made. And we're like, hang on a second, Bill. What's up with this first-class ride with Epstein all the time? And I have a feeling, dare I say, anybody with $1 billion is a dick.
It changes you. That much money has to change you. When
B changes you.
The what?
The B. From million to billion, I think that's what changes you.
Oh, yes.
Because millionaires aren't that big of assholes.
I mean, I guess because most celebrities are already millionaires. All of the A-list celebrities that we watch on the big screen, millionaires for sure. And they could still be decent humans.
Yeah.
But once you surpass that level into becoming a billionaire where anything you think of is accessible and you can get it, that's when they're going to go into uncharted territories and start wanting the things that they can't get because it's still illegal.
Well, I was just saying the other day to somebody that, actually they were saying that when it's weird because people get so rich, what they want is it's so easy to get whatever they want because they have so much money. Then they start wanting things that you can't have. Like, they play the most dangerous game where they hunt humans, or they want like, rhino stuff so that it makes their dick hard, or they want, stolen artwork so nobody else can have it. Like, it's just, at one point you get so super villainy with all your money. Like, what else are you going to do with it but like do super villain things?
I mean, you could just like donate a lot of it. Like,
I mean, I do also see the argument of like, but they worked hard for that money. Like, they should be able to. Yeah, totally. Jeff Bezos should totally enjoy his riches, but also like he could solve world hunger and still have $100 billion.
Exactly. Like, how much
he would still be the richest man.
How much money do you need to have in your pocket still to really define your success? Is
more.
More. Yeah, I think that's what it turns into.
The numbers more.
Not necessarily the exact amount, but they just want more, and more. And isn't that like a crazy aspect of human nature? With everything that we do, nothing is ever enough. It's crazy that you have to be a rare breed of human to be
giving,
and to be satisfied with what you have.
That's why I think Saint Nick is a dick, because he probably doesn't give those gifts out for good. He's probably doing it because he feels so bad having those elves as slaves.
You don't think Saint Nick is kicking it with those elves?
He's probably kicking those elves when they don't make their quota.
I hope not.
I don't know, man.
I don't
know, man.
Okay, if we're gonna go explore this realm of conversation, I'll play.
Yeah.
What if the numbers of elves?
Yeah.
They can destroy Saint Nick.
Yeah, but you can't destroy something when you're mentally shackled to the job.
I guess these elves don't know anything else. Oh, that's a whole nother. That's a whole nother.
Sometimes when I step into a mud puddle that I think is a little too deep for me, I'll jump into an even deeper mud puddle just so that the whole conversation ends.
And you're still, literally speaking, if you ever did that, I don't think you're the winner in that conversation at all.
I think whoever says the last sentence is the winner. No?
No.
Oh.
What are you, a fifth grader?
I don't know, man.
Because that's how fifth graders argue. To get the last word. I'm trying to get better at arguing.
I got a great book for you then.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You'll have to show me sometime.
I will.
And also, because of the pandemic, I haven't had anyone to argue with. Oh. I mean, you don't count. We do this weekly and we get over it in seconds.
We do it for the camera. We actually like sleep together and kiss.
But there is no, we don't. You have a.
What?
Is that what you really want?
What?
Is that what you really want?
Was what I want?
To be gay with me.
To be gay with you?
Yes.
Christian, no.
People
no,
say
no.
there are truth in jokes. And this is probably the 50th time that you brought up this whole
Oh, I'm not making a joke.
Oh, you legit want to...
Well, we do. We cuddle every night, and I hold you in my arms.
Prove it.
Okay.
Prove it.
Tonight, when you roll over, just remember who's that warm body.
Have you ever played gay chicken?
Yeah. You want to play right now?
Legitimately.
Yeah. You want to play right now?
Have you, and who's the winner?
I never lose, bro.
Okay.
I hate losing.
If both parties kiss,
losing.
Are they both winners?
No.
Are they both losers?
No.
Who wins?
Everybody wins.
I've never played gay chicken.
The loser gets to kiss a winner, and the winner wins at gay chicken.
I'm stressed out from this conversation.
You brought it up, and now we have to play.
I'm just trying to be a good co-host, and I'm trying to I'm trying to double down with what you're saying.
Now we have to play.
Okay, fine.
Oh, that was way easier than I thought it was going to be.
I'm going to lose.
Yeah, you totally are. I like how we put the mics kind of we're drinking champagne as a married couple.
Yeah.
Should we hold each other?
No, let's just the...
Can we hold hands?
Not really. Okay. I don't really want to.
Okay, here we go. Tune into YouTube, Baddies, if you want to see this. Look how far I am. Just camera. See how far I've already come?
Wait up. Before we start.
What?
What's your...
I'm fully vaccinated.
No, I understand.
Oh.
I understand that you... At what velocity are you going to move your lips?
You know what?
Can I get an example so I know how fast
I'll keep them at the same pucker the whole time. You know what? I'll keep them at the same pucker the whole time. In fact, I won't move.
I'm scared you're actually going to get kiss me.
Look, I won't move. I'll stay right here.
Wait,
and I'm keeping my eyes closed.
That's not gay chick. That's just me doing the work. Now you're not being a gentleman.
That is actually me just having you kiss me on the lips.
Let's stop this.
So you lose then, you forfeit.
Sure, I knew I was going to lose because I know that at all. I know you don't care. And I don't care either. But I don't want to kiss you.
You know what? We should maybe do an improv scene before you hurt my feelings anymore.
It's nothing about you. It's nothing about it's just why?
Well,
it's not gonna.
If there's any other man you would kiss, why wouldn't it be me? What other man do you spend more time with? What other man are you financially tied to? What other man do you sleep with every night? What other man, Christian?
No one. That's why I don't want to kiss any other man. Maybe.
That's right.
Ryan Gosling.
Well, wouldn't we all?
Yeah, if he were.
I'm sweating. This episode's got me.
You're glistening.
I'm gonna need to take a powder break after this to powder my nose. Isn't that what ladies do to take the sheen off their face?
I think that's what ladies say when they're not enjoying a date.
Oh, I hear it all the time.
Is that legitimately a thing that girls say nowadays? I don't think anyone powders their noses anymore.
I only date 13th century Victorian women, so.
Oh, they're probably powdering their noses.
With anthrax powder.
With a straight up carbon powder.
They're doing blackface. It's actually bad on multiple levels.
It's really bad. Let's do an improv scene. This is wild.
Woo! Ladies and gentlemen. Tonight at the Copacabana, highly irrelevant. Can you add some bongos and stuff at the end of that for me?
I think I can, yeah.
Cool. Everybody gather in. Meeting time. Everyone gather in.
All right, Buff Jack over here.
Buff Jack, welcome.
Skinny Jack over here.
Hello. Thank you, Skinny. We're not doing the roll call yet, but if we are, I'm Head Elf. Jax, thanks for joining us today. We are here to discuss the unionization of the elves. Last week we had a meeting, and I believe the minutes, we didn't get to finish the discussion on what will we name the elf union, right? Earlier we had about a 50-50 vote for these two. We had elves, not shelves, which I thought was actually kind of clever.
That's pretty good.
Yes, and then the other one that we were getting on was the UEE, Union of Elf Environmentalists. I don't like the Greenpeace part of it, but you know what, guys? We all have different agendas, so let's go ahead and take it up. Buff Jack, you were defending the Greenpeace movement. What was it that you were saying?
I just saw something about it on TV, and I thought it would be cool. So I would prefer to be green because the North Pole,
yes,
where we don't have much green here, and I want to preserve our environment.
Yes, and then Skinny Jack, what was your part about how global warming isn't real and we're actually getting more snow?
Yeah, it's fucked up. The ozone layer's not a real thing. The sun's not even real. Now, if you look far enough beyond the flat Earth, you'll see that it's just a tapestry.
Okay, that's enough, Skinny Jack. We're actually gonna limit your time before you ruin it.
Hurry it up here, because I have a flat Earth meeting at 12:30.
Can we cut his mic, please? Thank you. So why don't we take a vote again, elves, or do we need any more discussion? Baby Jack, any questions?
I'm a 70.
Okay, no questions. Let's just go ahead and take a vote. All right, hands for the first option.
You mean the UEE?
No, that was the second one.
Oops.
The first option, no hands. Okay, second option.
Is that the UEE?
That is. All right, 1, 2, 3. All right, 7,332 to 0. It is a landslide victory for UEE.
We hear an ominous creaking door slightly open in the shadows. You hear heavy footsteps.
Oh.
Fuck, he's here.
Quick, everybody hide the shit.
Pull down the corkboard. Hey, Santa. Our quota is up. That's really mean, and you know that.
Shut the fuck up.
I have a low lung tolerance.
Shut the fuck up, Jack.
That's...
Shut the fuck up, Jack.
The cigarette was still burning.
It's December 20th, and this does not look like the level of production and toys we should fucking have. Where's Buff Jack? I like Buff Jack. He's actually a man. Buff Jack!
I'm over here.
Buff Jack, what's going on here?
We're having a meeting as to how we're
Buff
going
Jack,
to...
go get in my room and take your pants off. I'll be there soon. Skinny Jack!
That's me!
Skinny Jack, what's going on here? Where are all the toys?
So what had happened was that the robot birds that came from the United States, because none of them are real, they came and swooped in and took all the toys.
I honestly can't understand a word he's saying. Can anyone translate this for me?
Baby Jack!
Baby Jack, can you explain this to me, please? Birds? Robots? Motherfucker. It's those goddamn Americans. Somebody go get Baby Jack a bottle. You, Skinny Jack.
That's me.
I need you to go into my room and tell Buff Jack I no longer want him with his pants off. I want him with his pants on and his shirt off. Go now. You, medium-sized Jack with a big belly. It's kind of weirdly shaped. Come here.
That's me.
Yes, sir. I need you to go find out why the fuck your belly's that big. It's actually kind of disgusting. I'm the big belly around here. Get the fuck out of my face.
Okay.
You, elf number 7.
Can I have a name?
Nope. You stay elf 7. I need you to just... Honestly, I have no problem with you, elf number 7.
I mean, that's because I'm new here.
You are new.
I'm new.
Hi, I'm Saint Nick.
Don't
ever touch me!
I'm so sorry.
Somebody get him out of here. Get him out of here. Put him in the bin.
Cut to
the bin.
Cut to the bin. I just wanted a name.
Please, we're so hungry.
Why? What are you in here for?
I asked for more socks.
It's really cold. That's not an outlandish request.
Hey, you guys new in here?
Yeah. Holy shit.
I'm the original Saint Nick.
Oh. We cut to Saint Nick's home, and we see all of these blueprints for a cybernetic Saint Nicholas, because apparently that Saint Nick was not real. And we cut back to the bin. Whoa. Santa's actually a robot, and you're the real Saint Nick?
Yeah, he's lucky I can't die because I'm a saint. I can live forever. I haven't eaten in 400 years. I haven't slept in 300 years. And
if you're basically immortal and of all power, how come you just don't break out of this bin? We're elves. We're tiny, and we lack strength. We can't get out of here.
What's your name?
I don't have a name.
I'm going to call you Chad.
Oh, my God.
Chad, I was once an elf.
Is that how it works?
I was the best elf. I worked so hard. I made the best toys, the fastest toys.
Cut to the day where Saint Nick turned from an elf into a full-blown human and into a saint. Cut back. You had an OnlyFans?
And I became the most famous Saint Nick in all the land. Sorry, that's the cancer I'm riddled with.
Wait, you can die still?
Cancer's a bitch.
Let's get you out of here. And can we get rid of Robot Saint Nick?
I think he has one weakness.
What's that?
Buff elves named Jack.
Luckily, There's a buff elf named Jack that we could use.
I know. He used to be my boyfriend.
Oh.
How is he? Is he doing all right out there?
He's doing fine.
Good. It's good. I hope he's doing okay. I just want him to be happy, honestly. Ever since me and Mrs. Claus got married, it's been kind of weird between us.
Does she not like Buff Jack?
She's not a huge fan of my past. She says she likes who I am now, not who I was in college.
Okay.
Anyways, we don't need to go into this.
Yeah.
I'm actually dying as we speak, so let's get the show on the road. Other elf? Yeah. What? Can you stop rubbing my back, please? Oh, yeah, sorry. Okay. And you, sir, new guy, Chad. Chad, I believe is what we call you. Chad, I'm going to need to suck the life force out of your mouth.
Can I say, this is fucked up.
Honestly, it would have been better if you didn't say, because now I feel bad I have to do this.
Cut to, back to the factory where Saint Nick is figuring his shit out.
Robo-Saint Nick?
Robo-Saint Nick. Hey, Santa?
Yes?
What happens if we don't reach our quota?
Oh, Buff Jack, you better reach your quota. You better reach your fucking quota, Buff Jack.
You like?
Listen to me. Reach your motherfucking quota.
And cut to cut to December 25th, where no one reached their quota.
There's literally the same amount of toys that are out here when I was here 5 days ago. Out of the shadows comes real Saint Nick, covered head to toe in candy cane, because that's the kind of blood that's going through the elves' bodies. It's not like, and also the sucking the soul life out of the other elf actually made the other elf stronger. So now Chad is buffer than Buff Jack, and twice the size, with bigger arms. And then they get in a big fight. There's like a couple of swords, and then halfway through the fight it turns into a dance battle. And cyborgs can't dance, which is a well-known fact. So Saint Nick wins and reclaims the power of North Pole and scene.
Oh, it's just you just narrated the last part of that improv scene. That was because that's how improv works. It's a story. It's a straight up narration and scene.
Whew, that was actually
good job. I think you juggled
4 characters.
Yeah, I think I juggled all the elves.
And well done. Well done. Yes,
thank you, dude. I appreciate that. I'm craving though. I was thinking, is it going to be weird when we actually get back up on stage and have to use our bodies when we do improv? I don't think I'll know how to pantomime anymore.
Buddy, I know how you use your body. You'll be just fine.
Stop. We already settled.
Is that not a compliment? You're good at physical comedy.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I mean, come on. It's the tone of your voice. I'll take the compliment. I'll take the fucking compliment. And I will dodge that kiss. It's funny that when we pretend gay, that's not a way to say it. When we pretend to be gay,
anything.
No, remember? Okay, so shout out to previous guest Garen. We went over to Garen's house maybe over a year ago, and we met her mother, who we hadn't seen in like 10 years.
How I Met Garen's mother.
And and when you introduced when we reintroduced ourselves.
Well, you and her were like old friends. You guys were chumming it up for the first 20 minutes, and I was just there in silence like a schmuck. And so when she finally asked, I didn't get an opportunity to. You guys were just so on top of it.
And then your first opportunity to speak, you said, "Yeah, I'm Alejandro. We're together."
Well, she goes, "And who's this?" As if to ask you who I am, and I go, "Oh, I'm Alejandro. I'm Christian's partner."
It's so vague. It's so ambiguous. And she
said, "Not true?"
But how did she respond?
She was like, "Oh, I'm so happy for you guys. That's so great. That's so awesome."
Such a weird, and like I look like a schmuck because I'm like, no. It looks like I'm embarrassed. If we were actually a gay couple, It looks like I'd be embarrassed to be your boyfriend.
Yep, that's exactly why I did it. That's exactly why I did it.
Puts me in this weird position where I'm like, no, I have a girlfriend. It's like a...
It's not bad that if I was gay, but it's like, if we're not, it's just, he's also not my type. I like blonde men, but I have a girlfriend now. You know what? Never mind. Forget it.
But you're good with parents, though. Yeah, I've seen you with parents.
I can make anybody like me if I want them to.
Well, you said... people like peers, people our age. You said it's a little more difficult than parents. Yeah, that's a different thing.
Yeah, but still, I still stand by my statement of I can make anybody like me if I want them to.
And that's the salesman in you.
Yes. Some people would call it the manipulator.
Yeah, stop doing that.
Recently, I was telling somebody about how I inceptioned this person to getting onto our podcast. And it was to Nick Lowe, and Nick Lowe goes, "Oh, Alex, that's called manipulation." And I was like, "Oh man."
That's what it is, dude.
I was like, I haven't used that word in so long.
Yeah, because how do you have to manipulate a person to come on the podcast? Can't you just say, "Hey, do you want to be on the podcast? I think you're really cool."
I don't want to just come out and ask them. I want them to be like, "Oh, that's a fun show." Ooh, and then I want to be like, "Hey, wouldn't it be cool if I was on the show and then I could play the game and be like, yeah, we can try to get you on the show, but secretly, I really want them on the show.
Why don't you just say yes?
No, I never show my hand. There's 2 rules in sales. Number 1, never tell everybody everything you know.
Okay. By saying yes, you're not telling anyone anything you know. You just say, yes, I'm down to have you on the podcast.
Then they know everything.
How do you ask? I'm curious because we book guests separately.
Yeah.
How do you ask someone to be on the show?
I inception them. I get them to ask me to be on the show.
To ask you to be?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, you want them to come up?
I want them to ask me. I've never asked anybody to be on the show. I've just dropped hints and lines and been talking to people about the show, get to know them a little bit more, get interested in them
never
talking.
straight up ask
I've
them.
never straight up it's an awkward question. Hey, will you come be on the podcast?
I think it's a flattery question sometimes.
It can be. I think, and I've heard you deliver it. I think you do it in a really good way. But for me, I don't like my delivery, so I take the power out of my hands, put the words in their mouth.
Oh, you don't like your delivery, so the manipulation comes from your own insecurity.
Doesn't all of my manipulation come from my insecurities?
Oh, I guess all manipulation comes from insecurities.
Yeah, because I'm covering the holes that I have.
You're getting better at it, though.
At manipulating?
No. I'd just rather you not be good at that at all or do whatever.
Well, you know.
You're just getting better at, like, being self-aware.
Yeah, almost to a fault now.
I wouldn't say to a fault.
Oh, that's good.
Stop, we should try to not throw that on the tail end of good things because that kind of hinders our growth in that area.
You're right.
Okay, for an example for me, this is a weird example because I can say, yes, I'm too nice to a fault. But yes, to a fault sometimes. Mm-hmm. But imagine that for someone who has like a past of being a fucked up person and I'm being too nice of a person to a fault. Then they're, with their own words, they're kind of stopping themselves from like being the nicest person that they could be. It's the way that we talk to ourselves. Like how do you talk to yourself in your own mind?
Like a crying child?
Legitimately?
Sometimes.
That makes me a little worried. Like,
Yeah.
is it like very like, what does that mean? Can you like reenact your crying child inner voice?
No, I'm talking to a crying child. Like I'm yelling at a child who's embarrassing me and crying in front of everybody. And usually that'll get me back on track.
Okay, and when you're back on track, what does your inner voice then turn into?
You know what? This is to be honest with you, this is let's get real since it's after the improv scene. I recently saw something on Instagram and it was like, what is your toxic trait that you do to yourself? And mine is for sure negative self-talk. And then it was like, and what's one of your love languages? And mine's definitely words of affirmation. So it's kind of weird how like I my worst thing is also the thing that I crave the most. And that was really like an oh shit moment for me.
You need words of affirmation from someone else because you can't even reaffirm yourself in your own words. Is that what that is?
Yes.
I
think you got it succinctly, yes.
And that, man, isn't it crazy how that works? Like what we crave the most is something that we can't give ourselves. When we could give it to ourselves, like when we can't, how come? And maybe it's our backgrounds as like performers that we do need a sense of outside validation sometimes, or a lot of the time.
Yeah.
That we can't compliment ourselves, that we can't look in the mirror and be like, you know what, you look fucking good. Or like you have like a long day and you be like, yo, it was a good fucking day. You need someone to tell you like, hey, you look good. Hey, you're doing great at what you're doing. And it's just such an interesting
position.
Yeah, just like a...
Well, I mean, yes, you're right. It's definitely something that I'm working on right now because I do find it very revealing in these last few months when I've been doing so much soul searching. But, you know, everyone's got a character. Everyone's got a part to play in this play we call life. And
as Elvis calls it.
And I'm, I'm king of the world and look, Jack, I'm flying.
I was hoping you'd just keep on going on with like song lyrics. You know, let it be. And
hey, Jude.
Put your head on my shoulder.
When I'm 65.
It's the end of the road.
Man. Moving out. Anthony song.
Wet ass pussy.
Waffles and pancakes is the Kids Bop's version.
Oh, shit.
Okay.
All right.
Let's get the
Baddies.
fuck out of here. We watched a movie for you.
We watched Jason X. And if you're not excited for that, then you obviously don't like campy horror movies.
Or the scariest film ever made.
Really?
No, honestly, I loved it.
Okay, it was
Not
crazy.
scary at all. It was really funny.
I don't know if I hate it or really like it.
Isn't that why we have a podcast?
That's exactly what it is.
Yep.
It's just been a minute since we did like a
Fun camp
horror movie
Yeah.
like this. Yeah.
Well, Army of the Dead was fun in camp.
Oh,
that
yeah,
was
you're
super
right.
intense.
Yes.
Still.
But Army of the Dead had the budget backing it up. This kind of did for 2001.
No, sir. This had a shoestring budget. In fact, the fact that they were even able to get this much special effects in there blows my mind. We'll get to that.
We'll
on
get
Thursday,
to it.
but,
We'll get to it.
Woof! They did this on a shoestring.
Do you have
budget.
anyone you want to shout out?
You know what? I would like to shout out the one and only Lucifer, the hailer of light, the truth bringer and honest man, who tells us to believe in yourselves and look for the mating call and not prey on children and just be honest with yourself and with the people and do as you want is the will of the land, as above is below. That's what I think.
And to counteract that, I would love to shout out Jesus. Shout out Jesus.
Your gardener?
Oh,
You mean Jesus?
let's get out of here. See you, baddies. Bye.
Yeah, bad.